happen, that was a demographic demand shock. We don't have that this time. Could we have another supply shock? Could China be a big problem? Yes. But we're going to have to move the oil price to 200, 300 to have the same magnitude of price increases with the year-on-year comps. That's a really tough call to say that that's the most likely outcome. But again, there's lots of possibilities out there, not as many probabilities.
Yeah. And the thing is, there are some forecasts. Now, maybe they've been revising it. I think JP Morgan was on the high end of that oil forecast, which I think is so confusing to people. So let's start with some of the questions. And then I'm going to play a clip in a moment. But just speaking to the mispricing of the bond market, which is so interesting. And a lot of people have been caught out and hurt by this, who are possibly more short term, who've been looking for that market to move. Bill from the exchange asking, since the flash update, 10-year yields have risen while the yield curve inverted even more. Is it a signal? Is it noise? I mean, what do you make of the fact that bonds are mispricing it, as you say?
Look, when the yield curve is inverted and the bond market is doing this, which is still bouncing around, hasn't peaked fully, that should put bonds completely on the radar screen, because what it's telling you is the yield curve is inverted. Therefore, the probability of recession, which backs up a lot of what I've been talking about, is there. And what you're usually missing is something that changes that equation. And may it be the CPI print next week? May it be an ISM print later? It could be anything. We don't know. So you just have to keep watching this. And I've suggested for a while that this 275 level is the key level. We just have to wait. These things take a while to play out. Markets have a lot of noise in the interim. I still think bond yields have topped.
And you have a longer term perspective, but you were talking about a series of bond and euro dollar bets that you were interested. You're still interested in them. Nothing's changed your mind.
No, I put on a whole bunch of bets for Global Macro Investor and Pro Macro, Real Vision Pro Macro. And those bets I'm comfortable with. It obviously bounced from there. But, I'm looking this thing, if I'm right, and if people remember this from 2019 and 18, when I started the bond trade that time, you need to give yourself some wiggle room. Things take time to play out. There's nothing in the data to suggest that the bet is wrong. But price action obviously will be the arbiter of the truth in the end. But I'm pretty comfortable with the situation. And as I said, if you look at the chart of 10-year yields, it looks like it's forming a head and shoulders top. But we'll wait and see. I've had one shot at the bond market, stopped myself out once already. So